Hey, what's up? It's me, your friend Matthew. You can call me Matt, Matty. My name's Matt. And, hi. We just hit 250,000 subscribers. I say we, I meant me. But you're equally as much of a part of it as I am. Collectively, not individually, of course. Should I start with that? Yes. Do my legs look weird? Can you see my nuts? I hope not. I'm gonna put a rock there in a minute. Michael Chambers. Hey, Michael. How are you, man? Good? Great. He said, I feel like Matt is a low-key athlete who is kind of embarrassed of the fact because he knows much of his audience isn't necessarily the sporty type. Is this true, or am I the dumbest boy in school? No, you're right. I wouldn't say you're right about the embarrassed about it part. I just kind of don't like share it. I really like playing a lot of hockey and baseball. Hockey's it's my favorite thing, and I like the last year I haven't played much of it because of COVID. And that was I didn't realize how much of a toll that was gonna take on me, but I play a lot of hockey. I've wanted to make a hockey video for a long time. You know, not like a skit, because that would be stupid. But I don't know, learning some sort of thing or just showcasing hockey in some way, because I love hockey a lot. I guess I just haven't, because it's what would I show you, you know? I mean, how do I relate that to the general public, I guess is the way to say it. I suppose there's a way. I mean, it's, I just haven't really thought about it too much. Good question. Ghost Toaster said, would you ever consider doing music, even as just a meme or parody song every once in a while? You already got fire bars, so I think it could be cool. Yes, I have. I've more than considered it. I've been actively attempting to write some stuff for the last year. But I don't want to rush into it, I don't want to... If I'm going to have more people view music that I make than someone who has been making music for their whole life, and because of the size of my audience, I will have a lot more views than some people who deserve them more than I do. So I want to at least earn those, you know what I mean? I don't want to post some shit just because it's hey, I can do anything. I'm a YouTuber, here's music. Musician's a strong word, but I've dabbled in the vocal and guitar arts most of my life. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that I think you should expect to see in the next year or so. But yeah, I want to be sure that it's something that you can listen to and it can be good, even if it's funny. I want it to be something that is, listenable and not, oh, he's doing that. That's so cool. I'm watching this because obviously, because I like Matt, not because I like the thing. And I want you to like the thing. If I'm making something, I want you to be able to enjoy it. There's a period after that sentence, and I was just making movements. Okay. If you had unlimited lives and you were trapped in a room with a full-grown grizzly bear, how many lives would it take for you to kill it? A lot. I moved from Italy to Montreal, and I struggle creating deeper and more meaningful relationships since Canadians are super polite but also less open. What do you suggest? Julia, I'm sorry to hear that, because I agree with your assessment of Canadians being polite but less open. I don't think the politeness that you've maybe experienced is necessarily a fake politeness. I think that it's important to remember that. I think for the majority of people that you come in contact with, that they are likely polite because they want you to feel comfortable. And so I think keeping that in mind, I think if you just take the first step and then be honest about what you're feeling, and maybe say you're not used to this level of closedness. Or maybe even share a little bit about yourself that's maybe a little more open with them, and then see how they respond. I mean, every person's different, and but I don't know. It depends on the person. I've got friends now who I've been friends with them since I've literally been a child, and we never have opened up to each other, and we're great friends. I would consider some of them my best friends. It is kind of weird to think of that. I've never once said to a lot of my friends, or have heard it back from them, and wouldn't expect it. That that we, hey, I love you, man. Just even as it's just an awkward feeling, and I don't know, it's just it just is that way. But what we do, that feeling of I would do anything for you is there. It's just not explicitly said or shared in any way. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I have not really thought about it that much. Anyone else has suggestions, please feel free to leave them. for Julia. Yeah, that's interesting. I'd like to read that as well. Yeah. Matthew, do you feel the same strange mateship with Australians that we feel with you? I think so. And like, you know, we're not quite the US and we're not quite the UK, but we're there, you know? We have the same population. We all got our little quirks. Do you come up with the punchlines for your videos before or after writing the whole script? It's honestly, it's mostly after. Like, it really depends. Like, it usually is like at the very end, like at the last thing that I'll have to figure out is a punchline for it. Yeah, I mean, most of my scripts begin with me just like thinking of, here's how a funny conversation would start. I mean, this is like the woods where I film. So here's the butthole tree. The one where I like had the sign there, I was like, please don't throw rocks at this sign. That started with the line of one guy coming in, no one saying a thing, and then one of the characters saying, my niece just drowned. And that was actually like something that I'd heard. Like, my girlfriend was a barista at the time. She had like one of her regular customers come in, and just like the first thing that she said to her was, my niece just drowned. And so I just fully ripped that from her. I was like, this is a funny start to a sketch. And then it ended up being about, please don't throw rocks at this sign. How long does the process of writing, filming, and editing a video take? It depends. For a sketch, I could be on and off writing something for a month. I could be on and off writing it for a couple of weeks or just 1 week. And then when I want to film it, I usually come out here like in the morning at like 10 or 11, film it. It'll take like an hour to film. I just film one character, film the next one, and then I pack up and go home. My house is like literally I could spin on it. And then I go home and edit it. And then I usually edit it in that day. I like doing like the filming and editing all in one day. For something like the Tony Hawk video, the planning of that and the filming like took place over like 2 weeks. And it was like kind of like every day for 2 weeks, just thinking about what to do and how to make it look good. There's wind, go fuck yourself. And then editing for those is what takes really long. So like editing that like Tony Hawk video and like any sort of longer style video, because it's not about like how long it takes to put clips together. It's more about like just ruminating about making decisions on how I want to show it and what I want the story to be. If you've seen the Tony Hawk video, I kind of ended it in like a haha, I fell, but also that's okay sort of way. That was kind of like, I don't know, I liked it. But I could have edited all the exact same footage in a much more silly way. And I could have made like a completely different video, and I could have edited it all in a very serious way and made a completely different video. So like making the decisions on how you want to tell the story of that is something that I'm still learning how to do. I haven't done that very many times. I want to do like, you know, more of that, but not to the point where it takes me as long as it took to make that video. Cause like, that's when I really have a tough time making stuff, is when I just actually take like 2 or 3 weeks to make something. And then it's like, cause then you're just really attached to it. And it like, if it performs poorly, then you're like, ah, shit, like I did all that for nothing. And then I can post a video of my fucking knee bending on TikTok, and that could get like 5 million views in a day. And then it's like, okay, well, what am I doing? But at the same time, I think there's a lot more to be gained from a 14-minute video that only 90,000 people see, rather than a piece of shit video on TikTok that 10 million people see. So yeah. What was your question? How long? Long time. I don't have a question. I just hope you don't get lost in all the self-deprecating jokes, because it is really funny, but also most of them are factually correct. You piece of shit. What are some skit ideas that you thought of and then immediately discarded, thinking, no, that's really fucking stupid? See if I have any in like my discarded folder. There's a lot of really stupid ones. I have an idea. I have a note in my app right now that says private investigator. And then the note under it is, I don't know, stalk someone you know. I don't know when the fuck I wrote that. That's a horrible idea. You can't do that. You can't stalk someone you know. That's terrible. Do I mean to hire a private investigator? Or to pretend to be one? That's so dumb. I had an idea for probably not. I was gonna make this, but I probably won't. It's like, you know, Vogue does those like 73 questions videos. And like 73 questions with a man who can't hear. And it's just the guy walks in with the camera. Hi, how are you? And then the guy who can't hear is just, what's that? And then someone else, they say that another question. He's like, sorry, what? I can't understand you. Oh, what the fuck? I haven't looked at it. Yeah, those are a couple examples. That was fun. Has Tom Scott ever contacted you at all regarding the videos you made about him? No. And that's fine. Tom's doing his thing. You know, I don't know if he saw them. I don't assume anything bad about it. I just think, hey, here's a video of someone making fun of me. Would I watch it? Yeah. Would a lot of people? Yeah. Did he watch, like, you know, is it his choice whether he watches it or not? Yeah. So whatever he wants to do. He's still one of my favorites. What's the best life advice you've ever received? Fuck. Work hard. No. Get up early. No. End all your jokes with no. I'd be a horrible talk show guest. Because you're not seeing what I'm actually thinking. I'm reading these and thinking for like fucking 45 seconds. Usually like, oh, he's thinking. He must be thinking up some real good answer to this. And then most of the times it's like, I don't know. What is the best life advice I've ever received? I don't know if I've ever received life advice. I haven't received it yet. I'm still holding out for it. Oh, Christ. Honesty's important. But who didn't know that? Tim Thomason, I've been chomping at the bit to ask you this, but where do you get your ideas from? A great callback to Norm's podcast with Super Dave. I've been asked that question before. Where do you get your ideas from? Fun fact, not a good question. Barry the Blue, can you show us your Spotify playlist? I have a gut feeling I would enjoy it. Yeah, I'll give you a Spotify playlist. I'll call it, here you go, gang. That's what I'll call it. And I'll have like 30 songs in it. And I hope you like it. Did you make the conscious decision to look like a fit grandma? Fuck off. Fuck. I like that. No, I didn't, but I do kind of like it. Steve Andrews said, are you glad you grew up in Newfoundland? After finding success here on YouTube, do you find yourself wishing you had lived somewhere more like California or New York? Definitely not. I think I'm glad that it was here. I don't know, because I remember being a kid, like being like 15, really into YouTube stuff, and like really wanted like, man, like who's the biggest YouTuber where I'm from? And I wanted to know that, and I found out that it was this guy, Jayhawk, who was from St. John's, and him and my buddy, Mike Lynch, and of course Jayhawk is Justin Hocko, a friend of mine, because we met a couple of years later when I started making videos on Instagram. For me, he was like a celebrity at the time, and I was like, that's the coolest thing, is that like someone from Newfoundland is a YouTuber. Like that was like the coolest shit ever to me. That was what I like had to look forward to as like someone who's growing up in like a small community, and like knowing that he still lived on the island, even though he was like 7 hours away. I was like, shit, this is so cool that a YouTuber, a real live one, lives here in this province. And you can do it like when you're here, you know. And I think that's what's special about being here. Like I've had kids that I have like coached in like hockey or baseball come up to me and they ask me questions about YouTube all the time, and they say they watch all my things. And that's like the coolest thing ever, that like you forget kind of like what being a kid is like and how much that can mean to someone. Like how, you know, maybe they don't fully understand what like what celebrity is, and that I'm not one, but like it's cool to them. And that's like something to dream for and be like, wow, someone that I know is just as big as some other people that I watch, and they live in the same, like, live within like 2 minutes of me. And I think that's dope. Smatakata said, you made a decision to put a lot more effort, time, and energy into your videos because of the milestone you reached. And after you reached that milestone and to this point, have you found yourself more energized and excited for content creation, or less so? Why or why not? I've felt less energized in the last year because of just not making as much as I want to. I think I've just again focused on making the same thing better for an extra week, instead of there's kids running around in the background. They can't see me in here, so if they ever saw me in this woods, they'd probably shit their little pants. Something creepy about saying shit their little pants. But if you hear kids in the background, those are the kids in the background. And that's why I want to make a change with like, you know, still making good quality shit, but just more of it, and maybe like 5% less polished. And it's something that you probably won't even notice. I made a video recently, like the small talk. Like that small talk video, when I made that video, I fully 100% believed that it was the worst thing I'd ever made, and that I hated it with every core of my being. I just thought I should post it and like just get it over with, so I could like just get used to having my audience say, this is the worst thing you've ever made, and you suck, and we need you to change this around for us right now. That was, I swear to God, That was my thought process when I posted that video. I was like, I'm gonna get reamed. I might even get canceled because of how much a fucking idiot I am for posting this video. What's going on? You going to your friend's house? Nice. How are you guys? You guys can come on through. I'm filming something, but you guys can come on through. Don't let me get in your way.
Okay, thank you.
You guys go right on. What's your names? Nice to see you guys. Hey, pound it. Pound it. Awesome. Hey guys, have a good evening, okay?
You too.
Thank you. Just our future walking by. No sweat. That kind of leads me to another point. Like, just chance happening meetings like that make me really happy. And like seeing my grandparents, that makes me really happy. And I think that like when I get into ruts of like, I'm really sad about this video, or I hate this video that I made, it's because I've probably spent a week in my basement writing or editing something, and then that's all I've thought about for that whole week. And then I'll make it, and then I'll like, oh my God, I see the reaction, like, oh, I focus so much on the result of like, oh, this video didn't do as well, and YouTube Studios says that this is like the least viewed video of my last 10 in the like for the first day it's been up. So I'm like, well, fuck, that sucks. I guess I should probably retrain as I should go back to school now, I guess, because I suck at this, obviously. But then something like that'll happen, and I'll be like, none of this fucking matters. I'm trying to get better. Yeah, I'm at the mercy of a platform that has an algorithm, and I'm just making my shit. And I realized that had I not made that Tom Scott video at that exact same time, had I made it a little bit differently, it might not have been posted on Reddit. It may not have blown up the way that it did, and I'd be sitting here at the end of my 2-year goal with less than 100,000 subscribers thinking, where am I gonna go to school now? It's all luck. It's not all luck, but it's 99% luck. There are people just as capable as myself, if not more capable, definitely more capable, that are making shit and posting it somewhere and just not getting the recognition that they deserve or could get if they had just a stroke of luck. And it's unfair, but I'll take it. No, ruin that moment. The word privilege gets thrown around a lot. I am a very privileged person in the fact that I had the ability, or I had the opportunity to not only pursue this with nothing but support behind me, but also to be lucky enough to have a family support me in a way that, hey, Mom and Dad, can I stay at your place for free for 2 years while I try this weird and wacky thing? And then they're like, yeah, of course you can, son. We love you. And that was just something that was like, all right, of course, because a lot of my friends have that as well. But so many people fucking anywhere don't have that and can't do that and have to work. Obviously. And so I was very lucky to be able to do that. And if I didn't have that, I don't know if I would have had the time to make as much as I did and have the algorithm favor me in the way that it did. I'm not like shivering because I'm about to cry, by the way. I'm shivering because I'm fucking freezing. So yeah, I'm gonna make more stuff. I haven't really shared this much with any. I've had a pretty rough year. I don't know what the reason. I did an interview with a journalist student recently, and I kind of said the same thing, where it was kind of like, I don't know if this year's been rough because of a global pandemic or if it's because of my job. You know, can I expect it to change once this pandemic is kind of over? We're kind of getting there now, but I asked for this, for this to be my job, and I'm very grateful, and I want this to continue being my job for a very long time. But I think with that, I have to learn how to deal with being at the mercy of a platform that decides how many people watch my video that I've made. For the future, you can expect me to be here making things for as long as it is feasible for me, and as long as I can support myself financially. I'll be here. That seems like I should probably end there. The fellas are coming back.
Sorry about that.
No worries at all, guys. Me and my friends were always up and running around here. That trail that goes this way,
yeah,
that used to go all the way straight up through here, and there was no like brush in that way. Have you been like up there? If you go in there a little bit, and then there's like a way that goes into that river.
Yeah.
That's right there.
Yeah.
That's a super cool spot that we always used to play there too. Take care, guys. I hate those kids. I'm kidding. Don't even put that in. Oh, they were all so nice. They're the nicest kids in the world, dude. Yeah. Jesus Christ, it's too dark again. Thank you very much for 250,000 subscribers. It's kind of, I don't even I haven't processed that number yet. That's a lot. And it means a lot. So thank you. If you want to give me money, Patreon. It just seems so disingenuous to just be like, hey, you got your wallet handy? I don't know. I've had a couple people ask me for PayPal as well, just if they want to send me something. So I'll put that in the description. I mean, it all goes back into videos. I can promise you that it doesn't go to, I don't give any of it to my mom or dad. Thank you. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. It's so stupid. I hate it. I hate I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's good for the brand, I'm also going to Poland for a month, starting next week. Kind of random, but if you're Polish, hit me up on Instagram. I'd love to see you. So yeah, okay. Thank you. Bye.